everyone. Good afternoon. Hi, John. Uh, Anissa, how are you guys?
Hi, sir.
Can you hear me
I'm good.
clearly?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Awesome, awesome. So, hi, Anissa. How are you? Welcome to the meeting.
Hello.
So, let's wait for the others and maybe we can use the time. So, yeah. So maybe we can do a quick chit chat while we are waiting for the others. Um, Maybe you can introduce yourself, Anissa.
Hi, my name is Anissa. I am brand new to this field. I'm looking forward to learning as much as I can as quickly as possible. I
Okay.
definitely like numbers and deal with
Hmm.
them regular. Yeah, not really good at
I
introductions.
think I think you got dropped there for a while, Anissa. Um, I'm not sure if that's just on me. John.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you got dropped for a while right there. So yeah, I heard that you are brand new to this field, right? You
Yes,
have like you're starting from scratch, but you love numbers.
yes, yes.
Okay, that's good. So if you love numbers, then I think this would be easy for you.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind
Yeah.
a little challenge, but
So how about programming? Do you have any background with programming or any programming languages that you know?
no, zero.
Oh, okay. So you're in for a challenge.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll learn here a couple of programming languages. Anissa. So first would be SQL, and then we have Python, and then lastly we have Power BI DAX. That's just the basic for Power BI because our intention is to kickstart your journey in data and be able to ace or at least pass um, the data analyst or junior data analyst role. So yeah, great to have you in this course. So by the way, well, I'll do the introduction later. Um, I wonder where are the others. We still have 2 minutes. And by the way, Anissa, thank you for being on time. Thanks for being
Yeah.
early. That's a great indication. That's a great indication.
Yes. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward, honestly.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Asiba. Hi, Sba. Welcome to the meeting. Asiba, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
There we go. Yes, we can hear you
Hello,
now.
how are you all doing?
Yeah, doing great. I'm excited for this course. It's a brand new cohort, and yep, it's a new journey.
Yep.
It's a journey for us. Just fix this. Okay. So yeah, if you can open your camera, that would be great. It's always better to have interaction just to well, it's not a requirement, but it's always better, especially with this setup. Um, Progress. John, do you still have access to Educative by any chance?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, I'll be giving you a license later. Skills path, skills bar. Oh, okay. How do I call you? Ilham or was
Yeah,
is that
it's
with an L?
Ilham.
Yeah. Welcome to the meeting. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Uh,
Good.
Mary Jane,
Good, Jeff.
welcome to the meeting. Yep. So yeah, I'm expecting to have 7 students, and it seems that we only have like four currently. Maybe I can wait for a couple of minutes. Is that fine to everyone? Are you okay with that? The others are encountering troubles with Microsoft Teams. You know that Teams do act sometimes. So um, let's give them some time to catch up. And okay, I think everything's good with this. Okay, so while waiting for the others, maybe we can do a quick chit chat. Maybe we can talk about. Oh, there we go. Hi, Grace. Welcome to the meeting. Lindsay, welcome to the meeting. How are you guys? Oh, okay. Grace got dropped. So yeah, for the next 20 weeks, we'll be preparing you. Okay, we'll be preparing you for everything that you need in order to be well versed with the methodologies of data. We will be transforming you into masters of data. Like when you see a data, you know the things that should be done to it to extract the insights that you need, whether it is for, well, typically it is for decision making. Okay. So those are some of the things, like, well, basically the core of the things that we'll be discussing in this cohort. So we'll do some programming. So the assumption is, well, you're basically starting from zero. So you don't need to be afraid. Okay. So that would be something to look forward to, right? Being able to run your own run your own codes for the first time. So yeah. Hi, Grace. So I think the others could just catch up. So again, everyone, welcome to the meeting. So I'm Jeff. I'll be your instructor for this introduction to data analytics cohort. And I've met some of you before in the previous cohort. I think I've met Grace before, right, Grace?
Yes,
In the other
hi.
cohort,
This
yeah,
you.
during the trial session. Yeah, it's nice that you decided to join. And by the way, I have here my teaching assistant, John. So John was also my former student in the university, so he's a math whiz, competing in national tournaments. So he's also very good in programming. So he will be your guide during the lab sessions. And aside from that, he can also do some instructions as well. So in some concepts that would be required. Okay. And so John, why don't you do a quick introduction, if that's fine?
So, hello everyone. So I'm
Um,
Roldan. I'm John. You can call me John. So I'm from the Philippines, currently studying mathematics and statistics, and looking forward on working with all of you. And I hope we create an inclusive environment where in all of us can learn effectively.
I think this is the third cohort of John. So John has this good track record from the past cohort. So definitely he would be able to help you succeed um, in this cohort as well. And we have Mary Jane, which is our student success advisor. Mary Jane, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Jane. You can call me Jane. So I will be your student success advisor. So what my role is, let's say if you're gonna finish your cohort soon, I'm gonna reach out to you, let's say a week before or maybe 1 or 2 weeks before you're gonna finish it. So just open your line of communication. Let's say if you would like help for your to brush up your resume, to set up your LinkedIn, I'm here to support you, and you will be receiving some emails from me. Yeah. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I will be putting on the chat my email address just in case you would like to have a Mac interviews or career counseling. Yeah, don't be shy to reach out to me. Yeah. Any questions so far? No. Okay. Nice to meet you all.
Okay. Yep. Thank you very much, Mary Jane. So that's one good thing about this boot camp, guys. We provide end-to-end support to you. So if you need help with preparing for an interview, even me, you can contact me, and I can give you pointers. Since yeah, I've gone through some interviews before in the past for data analyst and data science roles. So I can give you help on things, what things to prepare, and what things to expect. And with AI now, companies are filtering your applications, their CV. So I think Mary Jane could help us make it in a format that it will not be filtered out by AI, right? Jeff? Oh, no, sorry.
That is true. That is true. So
Jane?
yeah, that is true. So now the challenge with let's say for LinkedIn or Indeed, there's like 100 candidates that who are applying for the job. So the only challenge that we need is to brush up our resume with the right keywords, because now our challenge is to fight those AI. HR nowadays they buy a software to filter all those resumes. Even me, when I was applying for a job, it really made me like I mean, it's an eye opener for me with this AI kind of software with the HR. So in order to do that, yeah, we can actually I can actually help you. So you just have to submit your resume to me, and then let's say you're applying for a job relating to DA, then we can actually match those keywords on the job that you're trying to apply. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for that, Mary Jane. And I think someone, oh, there we go, Jeff. Jeff, nice to see
Hey
you
Jeff, how's it
again.
going?
Yeah,
Good to see
doing
you.
great. Nice to see you again. So,
I'm
yep.
actually I was gonna see if because this is the first session.
Yeah,
I pretty much didn't get any sleep last night. I was wondering if it's possible for me to. I'm not sure if I could. Uh, just because it's the first session. I mean, I already went through some of the sessions.
yeah,
So if I could
yeah,
just kind of
definitely,
free
Jeff.
on Saturday.
Yeah, I think you're already familiar with the things that I'll be discussing during the first day. So, there's no issue for me. So it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'll just kind of go through it for we're gonna do some kind of introduction and stuff. I'll go through that first, and then I'll probably need to kind of take off a little bit earlier just because I had
Yeah.
a really rough night sleeping last night and just didn't sleep at all. So
Okay. 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 No problem. And by the way, this session is recorded, so you
okay,
can easily go back to it whenever you have
good to
time.
know.
So, yep. So let me introduce myself. Um, Maybe I can share my screen and yeah, give me a minute to look for the deck. Okay. Where was it? Okay. So some details about me. Can anyone confirm if they can see my screen? Or
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
okay, okay. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. So I've been in the industry for some time now. I've been doing projects in different countries. The latest I did was with a strategic company in the US. So we analyzed and did survey related to politics, predicting the likelihood that a candidate will win. So I can't reveal the company name, but that's the latest that I did. And I started in this industry as a statistician. So if you're not familiar with it, everything in data science and in data analytics, well, not really everything, but maybe 90% of it is really statistics. The methods that we will use, those are statistics. And then combine it with technology, computer science, it allows us to handle massive amounts of data. Okay. So I have that foundational skill in statistics. And then I transitioned to data science after 5 years. So I've been in the industry for like 12 years. Again, starting as a statistician. I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics with specialization in applied statistics, which I got way back 2015. Okay. So, and I had this master's in statistics, which I got 2 years ago, and I did a master in business administration. So currently, I am the product manager of Skillspire. So aside from teaching, I handle the things about the different products, how we can improve our offerings, and yeah, I'm also into AI. So I got my certification from Huawei way back 2021. So it was before AI is like this. So as you may know, AI is everywhere now. So before you can find AI as well, how should I say this? It's not as in demand as compared now. If you would compare it way back 2021. So with generative AI now, particularly ChatGPT, it became really evident that AI would be a big industry. Okay. And if you're interested with AI, we are currently developing a program. I'm heading the development of a generative AI course, which is well, you can take it after you have taken the advanced course after this. So this is the introductory course. So you must have a solid foundation about the methodologies, the theories about data, and then after that, in the advanced course, you'll be dealing with machine learning models, algorithms. So the teacher there is my former student, and she's very good. So I'm not marketing the course, okay? I'm just saying that if you want to, um, yeah, get into AI, then there's a track that you can follow with Skillspire. And I also have Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, so more into process improvement, quality improvement. So I'll be your leader. Okay. I well, I prefer to call it that way. I'm your leader for the next 20 weeks. Okay. My goal is to transfer to you everything that I know in that span of time. Seems impossible, right? Seems impossible, but we'll we'll see to it that given the experience and given the things that I've done in the past, I know the things that you should know early, things that you should develop early in your career. So I think that's the main advantage of having a live and um, a session with an actual person as compared to um, asynchronous online learning. So those that are being offered by Coursera and other like Udacity and Udemy. So it would make the learning curve short because again, I've made mistakes in the past. Okay, um, like holding and delaying the study of programming. So I started programming like during the fourth year of my career. So that's a big mistake on my part. And I should have started early with programming because during that those times like 2012, 2013, um, it was more on SPSS. Are you guys familiar with SPSS by any chance? Well, I know you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, but with SPSS, statistical package for the social sciences. Are you familiar with that? No. Okay. So it's like the OG of data analytics. If you would go and ask this institutions in the university, like the old people, they would definitely know SPSS because it's a great tool. However, there's some there's some issues with it, like flexibility. And if you want to do machine learning models, then it's not the best software to do it because it tends to be very slow, especially if you have massive amount of data. I think I've tried before running 200,000 data points with it, and it um, I think it just died. So I'm not sure if John experienced that before. Are you still using SPSS in the university, John?
Yes, sir. But I'm
Okay,
considering
okay.
other softwares because
Software.
yeah, because of the flexibility.
Yeah, yeah, that's the point. That's the point of learning programming, guys. You might be thinking at this point, oh, what is the relationship? What's the significance of knowing how to do programming, how to do coding with data, right? So it can offer you so much flexibility, guys. And maybe in the future you develop your own methods of analyzing data, then you can create your own package in this different programming languages such as R and Python. Okay, so let me switch back to the. Okay, let's talk about the syllabus because I think it's important that you know the topics that we will be discussing. And while I'm looking for the file, you can ask me any questions. By the way, guys, you can ask me any questions. Okay, you can interrupt me anytime. Don't be shy. If you have pressing concerns, if something is unclear to you, you can interrupt me anytime. Don't hesitate. Um, Syllabus. And again, just like I said earlier, if you can open your camera, that would be best. But if you're in a location that won't allow you to do so, then it's fine. But I always want to see your facial reaction. Like if I discuss something and I know that it's a bit technical, I can see in your eyes. I can see in your facial expression if what I said was clear. So that's and also um yeah, it's always better to have that interaction in this kind of setup on this kind of distance learning. So let me share you the syllabus. And this is available in your Canvas. So later, John, I want you to check if everyone has their Canvas set up. Okay, if everything's ready so that they can access this. Do you see it, guys? Can you see the syllabus? So again, welcome to the IDA program. So during the first 2 weeks, our focus would be Excel. So anyone here that is familiar with Microsoft Excel or have used Microsoft Excel before, you can just use your virtual hand to say yes. Okay, I see Anissa. How about the others? Okay, I see Ilham. Oh, definitely Jeff. He's a he's an Excel whiz. Okay. Grace, Haisba. Most of us here have that experience of working with Microsoft Excel. So this would be easy weeks, to say the least. Okay. Jeff says, wait, what? Okay. So to be honest with you, I use Excel if my clients or my team don't use any database. They just transfer the data to me and then I migrate it to Python, IDE like Google Colab, if you're familiar with it, or Jupyter Notebook. But there are some limitations with Microsoft Excel. Okay, like if you have massive amount of data, it would take time to load, and there are other issues as well, such as there are times that it just dies and you lose all of your work. So I've experienced that in the past. However, most of the companies are using Microsoft Excel in order to store their data. And with that, I cannot I cannot further stress the importance of it. Okay, if majority of the companies are using it, then as a data analyst or as aspiring data analyst, you need to know how to use it. Okay, it would be a great misfortune if, for example, you've been hired by the company and they knew that you don't know how to use Microsoft Excel, even at the very basic level. I think that's a misfortune, right? Because since they are using it, you've been needing to know how to navigate through it. So that would be our first 2 weeks. So may I ask you guys, who among you doesn't have Microsoft Excel in their computers? Like the desktop one, because the web version is quite limited in terms of functionality. So all of you here, you have Excel desktop. It doesn't need to be licensed. Okay, okay. So it's a good indication. Okay, perfect. So, well, I have encountered challenges before. I think with the previous cohort of Gazal, right, John? Some of the students they don't have the desktop version, so it was really a challenge because some of the things that we will be discussing in class, it's not present um, in um, in the web version. So we need to look for ways. I can look for ways in how to provide you with like a trial version of the desktop. It will be just for 2 weeks anyway. Okay. And yeah, for the next few weeks, our focus would be SQL. Anyone with SQL experience, guys? And maybe you can share how you used SQL at work before or even currently. Okay, Heisba says I don't have desktop version. So yeah, let's talk about it after the session, Heisba. So we'll be providing you with a desktop version so that you can do the task, you can follow with the discussion. Okay, now with SQL, guys. Any one of you who is familiar with just for a while, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, um, no one is familiar or have used SQL before. Yeah, so SQL is in language that allows us to communicate to relational databases. So it's a way for us to do targeted queries. Okay, instead of when you save your data, record your data in a spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel, when you open it, everything would be opened in that sheet. So in terms of speed, a targeted query is much faster. So that's how we use SQL. Okay, it allows us to communicate to not only relational databases, but our focus in this course would be only for relational databases, which is the mostly used in the industry. So we will be discussing until advanced SQL queries. We will also do some projects and activities that would require us to create our own tables. And recently, I've incorporated in the course Microsoft SQL Server Studio Management. So we will create a database locally. We will create tables in it and do SQL queries. So yeah, and our major environment for this is Mode. Okay, so the good thing about Mode is it has so many tables that are available for us to use. Instead of creating it from scratch, it will be very time consuming. Okay, sorry about the noise if you're hearing it. And at week 6, we have basic Power BI. I've decided to include some intermediate stuffs like data analytics expression or DAX, because if you want to create more advanced visualizations or dashboards, then you need to be at least familiar with how to write basic DAX. Okay? Who among you has experience doing Power BI or Tableau? Okay, Tableau, Power BI. So if you're into data storytelling, creating effective charts, dashboards, then this is the section for you. It's fun. This section is a bit relaxed. It requires more about your creativity. Okay. I'll be teaching you how to choose the appropriate graphs based on the data type. So I've done several interviews before and technical interviews, and when they asked me about these kinds of things about charts and visualization, it's all about being able to identify the most appropriate one given the data. Okay, so it's not a one size fits all thing. There are charts that should be applied only to a specific data set, to a specific type of data set. Okay, so I'll be teaching you how to do that, how to identify the most appropriate one. And then we have the most interesting part for me, Python. Python is, if if you want to level up after this, if you want to proceed into uh, becoming a data scientist, okay? If you want to dive deeper, okay, the methodologies and ultimately into artificial intelligence, then you have to master Python. There's no other way. Okay, there are software now that are promising that you can do artificial intelligence or machine learning without coding. I find it hilarious because it's not really effective to do that. Okay, if you really want to pursue higher level analytics, then there's no other way but to learn Python or R. Okay? Unfortunately, we will not be covering R because of the limited limited time that we have for this cohort. But I'm stressing out the importance of Python. With this, we'll be doing um, activities, projects that you can showcase to your future employers. Like typically, these employers would be looking for data products from you to showcase your skills. Okay, what are the things that you have done in the past that shows your skills? So you can use this. We'll be putting it in GitHub so that you can just incorporate a link of that in your CV, and they would be easily seeing your projects. Okay, so we'll be doing that here. And one thing that we have that the other boot camps, data analytics boot camp, don't have is a section for statistics. Well, we felt that having only the skills in using these tools like Excel, Power BI, and Python is not sufficient for you to call yourself a master of data. You need to know statistics. And it's not really something that you'll be needing to go back to your college days or high school days and review your calculus or matrix algebra or linear algebra. You don't need to do that. What we will be discussing here is, for example, how to do a survey, how to validate a questionnaire, how do you measure consistency and reliability of questionnaire, how to do factor analysis to reduce the dimensions of your questionnaire. Aside from that, how to identify a data type. When can you say that a data is nominal? When can you say that it is ordinal? Because those data types identify the methods that should be done. Okay? And that's something that other data analysts don't know. Okay, so that would be the latter portion of our course. And again, you don't have to be afraid. Okay, we will do it in a way that you don't need to go back to your calculus subject. You don't have to go back to your linear algebra class. So we'll make it in a way that it is palatable for you. And there are other methods that are being used by companies that are actually immediately lifted from um, some some topics in statistics, like A/B testing. Like for example, you have a company and you are deciding whether to um, go with company website A and company website B, and you want it to be data based. Okay, you want the decision to be backed by data as much as possible. So they do A/B testing there. It can be extended to A, B, C, D, or more than that. And we'll be talking about it in this section. So you'll also learn about these things like the Z test and chi-square test. You will know how to analyze not only numerical data, but also categorical data. For example, you can answer, how does gender affects our sales? Okay, is there a sort of association between the gender of our customers and the products that they buy? We can answer that using uh, this methods like chi-square test. Okay, so the language here at this portion is a bit, well, technical and mostly new to you, but don't worry. Again, we'll make sure that everything will be explained as clearly as possible. We will not move, okay? I will not sacrifice speed, or I will not sacrifice quality for speed. If we need to do makeup session just to clarify things, then we will do it. Okay? We are after quality here. This is a boot camp. You should you should be ready once you graduate here. Okay? You should be ready to ace that interview. And we also have a capstone project. So the way I do this is for every topic, you'll have a project. You'll have a project with Microsoft Excel that would require you to apply all the things that you've learned during the that section. You'll have a project for SQL, project for Power BI, for Python, and for statistics. Okay? It's a proof. You have to prove to me that you've understood the topics clearly. And if not, it would reflect it in your project. It would be reflected in your project. Okay? And it's a way for us, okay, for example, um, hey, student A, I've noticed that you're having trouble you were having troubles with this aspect. And then we can pinpoint those areas in which you should focus more. So that's the purpose of evaluation, guys. It's not something that's like developed to make your life hard. Okay, it's a way for me to see, okay, you're lacking in some of these areas. So that's how it should be done, and I want to bring it back. I think the universities, these colleges, they weaponize the exams. It should be not that way. The exam should be a way for you to evaluate yourself and your professor to give you recommendation in um how to remedy any issues identified by the evaluation. Okay, is the core reason for having tests. Okay, so let's do a quick time check. So now let's talk about the scheduling, the timings. I think that's also something that should be discussed during the first day so that we don't have any issues with it. Let me see. By the way, do you have any questions? Am I speaking too fast? Please let me know, guys. You've been very quiet.
No, you're good. Pace is good.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Um, just look for that schedule. Okay, here it is. So if you're living in a different time zone, you should take a note of this and maybe open your notification. Maybe put an alarm. So all of these timings, they are on Pacific Standard Time. We start with on 5 p.m. and then end at 8 p.m. Okay. Any questions, guys? So I've experienced in the past that some of the students are working and the timing is not fit for them. Um, Questions? I see Haispa typing something. And I'm very strict with the time and the attendance, guys. 80% of your grade will be coming from attendance. Okay? And during sessions, you cannot just stay idle because I'm calling students for recitation. So you should be active. I think John would give you an idea about it that I always call people during class, like, what can you say about this? Are you able to follow? What do you think about this? So in that way, we can enhance interaction. Again, distance learning is very challenging because some of the students well, for the end of the teacher, we don't see you, especially if your cameras are closed. So we're not sure if you're still there, okay, or you just opened your computer, just joined, and you're not
I have a
present.
quick question.
Sure, Ilham.
Yeah, is Saturday mandatory or is that the lab day to come
No,
into class?
yeah, we this is the setup during Saturday. So there will be a 2 hour lecture session, okay? And after that, you'll have your lab session. So typically during Saturdays, those are the times that I send the exams. Because you have more time, you have more lab hours during those days, during Saturdays. And yeah,
So it's usually for exam days, you said Saturday?
yeah, usually that's the thing. However, I also discuss things during the first 2 hours. So,
Mhm.
are there any issues with with this timing for you, Ilham? Are
Um,
we working during Saturdays?
no, I was just wondering like if some Saturdays if something is going on, if I could just like watch the video, but if it's an exam, if we could know beforehand so I could make sure that
Mm.
I'm there for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I usually announce that 3 days
Okay.
before the exam date, so you
Okay.
will
No, it
know
should be fine. The
beforehand.
timing is fine.
Okay. And yeah, while the classes are recording or recorded, um I don't advise you to miss the sessions. It's always better to have you live because you can ask questions. Um yeah, it's just way better to join the class live instead of just looking into the recordings. And oftentimes, um it is quite difficult to really catch up if, for example, you missed classes twice in a row. Even if there are recordings, it's quite tough to catch up. That's what we experienced in the past. It's always better that yeah, unless it's really something important, to join the sessions live. Okay, do you follow, guys? Okay, and of course you paid for this, so I will be reminding you that every now and then you should make the most of the dollar that you paid, right? So I have very few absences in the past, so I'll be only absent if there are outages. Even if I'm sick, I'll still be attending class. I've experienced that in the past. I have really bad cough and flu, but yeah, I always think about the amount you paid. So uh, we want to maximize it. Okay. So yep. Any more concerns about the scheduling, about the timings? Okay. So about the assignments, there will be assignments that you need to pass immediately. So again, during those times, you will have John to guide you, but be mindful of the deadlines. Okay. If I see that it's been a practice from you that you're submitting the assignments late, then we have to talk about it. Okay. Because in this field, guys, aside from the skills, you should show to your um, employers that you're really committed and that you can submit the things on time. So it's a practice. Um, it's a sort of practice. Okay. And let me see. Let me think of. Yeah, I think if you don't have any concerns, we can proceed to the introduction. Already 45 minutes. And during the 2 hour lecture, guys, I give like a 10 to 15-minute break, sometimes 20 if it's really if the topic is really dense. So I'll be giving you time to get some water, uh, go to the bathroom, so you won't miss anything. Okay. Usually it's after the first hour of the session. That's when I give the break. Okay. Awesome. Oh, you're a quiet group, suspiciously quiet. I'm not sure if everything's fine.
Everything makes sense.
Okay, okay. Let me share a different screen and let's start the introduction. Again, guys, never hesitate to call my attention if something is unclear, and never hesitate to share your thoughts. This is an open class. Okay, never be shy to share your ideas in this class. Okay, is it an agreement? Okay, let me see the chat box. Heisba says, no, I live in North Carolina. Okay. Some Saturdays won't work for me. No, no worries. Again, if there are those days that you will be missing, just let me know in advance. Okay, guys, just let me know that you can just send me a mail. Hey, Jeff, I'll not be able to attend the session due to this. So I'll be um, knowledgeable about your status. So let's wait for Jeff to finish typing.
Oh, actually, I was just gonna
Oh,
say it's easier, but I was saying that gonna have to sign off for today. I'm just
okay,
not
okay.
even
No,
zone.
no,
So, but
no
I'll
worries.
see you on Saturday. So,
Sure, no worries. So, yeah, now that I think about it, I think I forgot to let you introduce yourself. So, I think it's one practice that we always do during the first day of the class. So let's do it alphabetically. Let's start with Anissa. Anissa, can you um, introduce yourself? Maybe share the motivation. Why are you interested in becoming a data analyst? Aside from the salary, of course, we all know here that salary is good for a data analyst, right? It's like 80,000 and above. So, yep.
To be honest, I'm re-entering the job field. I have been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and so my daughter is in school now, so I have the time, and I've kind of always wanted to branch into data. I just was a stay-at-home mom, and that's a full-time job in itself. So now having the ability to open, my schedule up just a little bit more gives me kind of that time and space to work it into it. So I really want to take this course more so to see, which direction I really do want to go in. So that's why I would like the introductory part of it, just so I can kind of get a gauge of, where I'm at with things and where I need to go. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you very much. Significant, and it's not easy. So yeah, at least you have the time now to
Mhm.
um yeah, pursue your career. Um, let me think. Maybe I should ask you, what are your expectations in the class?
Honestly, I am, as I said, because this is like my re-entry to the job force in general. I have been working for a year and a half with a company, um, but it's been very to the skills that I've already had before, not really anything more challenging or growing, developing per se. Um, I really am just looking to see what I can learn. My expectations are, hopefully to grasp everything that you guys are going to teach with the ability to, further develop it into buildable skills and other things. I'm looking forward to try to take a couple different courses and kind of stack my certs if I can, you know.
Build that portfolio, right? Make
Yes,
yourself
exactly.
marketable. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a great strategy. There are tons of certifications online that you can pursue after you have developed a good foundation.
Hmm.
And I'll be sharing to you guys resources that you can also do while you're taking my classes. I can give you ideas on what certifications to pursue. I think that's important. And yeah, let me think. So I think it's also good that you develop connections, networks with um data analysts and data scientists so that you'd be in the know of the recent updates, recent technological advancements in the field. So that's what I usually do. I follow this people that are very active in sharing this kinds of information. So I'm always updated with it. So yeah, thank you very much, Anissa, and hopefully, well, no, we will see to it. Okay, we will see to it that everything that you need uh, will be in this class, especially for like someone that is starting in the field. Okay.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to
Yep.
it.
Yep. Thank you very much again. So let's proceed to who's next. I think we have Grace, right? Grace, can you introduce yourself?
Hello. I was ready for our first day today and I realized it's like the last month. So excuse me, I am driving home. I went ahead and went home from work, okay?
Yeah,
Um,
be safe. Be safe.
yes, it's
Grace.
just audio for right now. Um, my name is Grace. I am here in Arizona. I work as a trauma registrar for Burn Hospital. So it's a lot of data entry position and some reporting here and there. And I'm just feeling like I have a lot more potential. So I figured I'd pursue analytics and really level up my skills and move on.
Yeah, so just to share to the group that I had a student before. She got promoted after getting the certification. So I'm thinking that could also happen to Grace. Since currently you are doing data
Yeah,
entry,
that
right?
could be a very real possibility is
Yeah,
promotion, pay raise, and potentially a position switch and not be so much on the clinical side, maybe on the IT side or the quality team. So,
yeah,
a possibility for sure.
exactly, exactly. And yeah, I think that's really the route for you, more into the IT side and the data side. So can you give us an idea on how large the data sets you're working on? Like number of data points? Is it like on the millions of rows?
It's about the patient. So everything qualitative and quantitative regarding the patient.
Okay.
So it's over 1,200 patients. It's
Mm,
about 1,200 patients a year. And so I may be asked for reports like for the last 5 years or
okay.
maybe last 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, the way I see it, Power BI section would be very interesting to you because
Okay.
there you can develop very eye-catching graphs and dashboards. You can also create live dashboards. Like for example, create a pipeline from your database to Microsoft Fabric, and it would automatically update whenever new inputs are made. So I think that's a good addition to what you're doing in the company.
Okay. Yeah,
But
our current
yeah.
data system is held or is powered by Sigma. So from my
Hmm.
understanding, Sigma works very similarly to Tableau. You
Yeah.
just have to understand, dashboards and calculations behind it and such.
Yeah, I had a student before. Their company used Sigma. However, the graphs of Sigma I think is very basic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but um, I think it's quite basic, right? The visualizations that Sigma can generate.
Potentially, the graphs that I do at work are most so what we create based on the question at hand, and
Mhm.
it does provide some graphs and such basic, but it's the basic graphs don't really help unless you're able to manipulate the calculation behind it to answer the question at hand. And
Yeah, yeah,
so I'm
that
like
makes sense.
learning, yeah, I'm learning from the site creators and I'm learning from YouTube, but it can get very intimidating how I'm supposed to
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I agree. I agree. But is it a possibility that your company changes their um like analytics software to Tableau or Power BI? Is it a possibility?
Um Unlikely not because
Okay. Yeah.
that's double negative. Because we use a nationwide data entry system. So essentially, all the
Mm,
verified burn centers in America will you be using this system. So
I see. I see. So it's like a standard for in your
yeah,
industry, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Grace, it's nice to have you again. Um, and I think you have mentioned before that you're looking forward to statistics. So with the clinical data, you most likely will have um, that advantage of knowing statistics. So, yep. Thank you very much for sharing. Now
thank
we
you.
proceed to, yep, Aizba. Aizba,
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Hasiba. I am a resident of North Carolina. I moved here from Afghanistan, 2017. Since then, I'm raising two children, so I had to be stay-home mom like Anissa. Mm, and right now, I want to re-enter to pursue my career. So I found out this course through one of my friends. So yeah, I'm here to uh, re-enter to the market, job market.
I say, I have a question to you, Hasiba.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I called you Haisba because
Y-
uh, that's what I see at my screen. But are you the same as Hiba who took my classes before?
Yes.
Oh, I
With
see.
yeah, like I think we did two sessions, then you canceled because
Yeah, we canceled it
yeah,
because we were expecting like I think 8 students, but you and Jeff
yeah,
are the ones to
yeah, yeah,
pursue.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
we
Jeff was
decided
there.
since
Yeah,
yeah since there's another cohort starting here, so we've decided to
yeah,
just merge it. So yeah, it's great to see you again,
yeah. My
Hasiba.
name
It's
is
great to have you
Hasiba.
again. Hasiba,
Yeah,
yeah, perfect,
yeah,
perfect. So
yeah. Mhm.
um
Thank you.
yeah, you've been in the US for since 2017, and now you're pursuing, you want to start a career with data. I think you have a you are, well, you're doing finance in Afghanistan, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I did apply here for many companies and like small like assistants and entry level jobs, but I never selected by them. So
Mhm.
I think I need
To
to
upskill. Yeah.
yeah, job skill from United States.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
Yeah,
also that the job market is really tough right now.
yeah,
So, last year there were many layoffs, and the companies now, uh, well, they're doing good, but the labor market is really a bit struggling.
yes.
Um, so it's a challenge for us. So, what can we do if, um, well, if this is the case, then one way to make our odds better is to upskill, take certifications, take
Yeah.
courses that would show to our potential employers that we are developing ourselves. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, let me think. Hmm. So, what are your expectations from the class, Hasiba?
So I'm very basic at softwares. So yeah, my expectation is to I don't know how I need to learn. I like honestly I never interested to IT or this kind of stuff, but um right now um I have to do if I need to find a good job with good pay. So yeah, but here I'm willing to learn. Mm, uh, yeah, that's it.
Okay, okay, perfect. Um, hmm. Let me think. So, are you specifically looking for a role related to data, Hasiba,
Ye-
or is
yes,
it
yes. In
something
the
okay
future,
in the future?
after yeah, like after finishing this course,
Hmm.
then probably I would find a good job, a better job.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
So, yeah, this is not only for Hasiba, but for the others as well. If you really want to increase the odds that a hiring manager would be interested with you for a junior data analyst role at least, you have to have projects, guys. You have to build your portfolio of projects. That's the best way to showcase your skills. So, um, I think during the first week, we have to set up your GitHub account so that you can build that. If you haven't started it yet, we should start it now because I'm not sure if you have tried it yet, but if you apply for um, a data analyst role, they would be asking for your portfolio of projects. So yeah, we should develop it. We should start it with this course. All your assignments, all your exams, all your projects should be uploaded to your GitHub so that they will have an idea on your level of mastery. Okay, those data products would give them hints on or about your skills. Okay,
okay.
so we'll do that. Yeah, thank you very much, Hasiba, and it's great to see you again here, to have you again here. So, yep, I think I've discussed a couple of SQL topics with you and Jeff. So,
Yeah,
during
yeah,
those sessions, I think it would be very easy for you.
yeah.
So
I was
let's.
present just one session. So yeah, but
I
I
see.
have yeah, yeah. So thank
But
you so much. Yeah.
yeah, but now I'm expecting you to be present most of the time. Well, if it's possible, every session. And I expect
I
that from you.
hopefully, hopefully, just the timing is a little bit challenging in North Carolina. Right now it's
I see.
9 p.m. So
No,
yeah,
you can do it. You can do it. To tell you honestly, I've been doing classes starting from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, okay,
yeah,
during weekends. And I've been
yeah,
taking classes in my PhD, uh, in my graduate classes, 3
yeah.
p.m. to 9 p.m. So you can do it. You can do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I have two kids. The later one is two and a half
Okay. That's very
year, so
challenging. I
that's a
see. I
little
see.
bit challenging. Yeah, with
Yeah. You have
the
to until around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and
yes,
then
sir.
you have to prepare them. Uh, and so, well, it's really a challenge to put it simply.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much again, Hasiba. Then I
thank you.
think we can proceed with Mandy. Mandy, you can
I
take it away.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm Mandy. I'm actually already in tech. I'm a product manager. So my motivation for taking this is part of what I do is kind of having to analyze data and arrive at data-driven decisions. So just wanted to upskill in that area. But long term, actually, I might be thinking of doing a career transition into data analysis. So it's um it's a two-prong motivation kind of to use in my current role and then to consider to do a career transition.
Yeah, we would be speaking the same language, Mandy, because currently I'm a product manager. Um, I also did the same route as what you're planning. So I did my MBA also because, yeah, I think having the data skill and knowing how to do management, leadership, I think it's a great combination. That's why I took both. So, yeah, I think companies would be very interested in hiring someone that knows how to manage products and analyze data as well. You kind of will be a two in one. So they will be getting so much value from you. So yeah, how long have you been in the product management, Mandy? Uh,
About 5 years.
So it's in tech, right? Software.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I see. I see. Hmm. Let me think. So you're familiar on things such as like product life cycle, um, doing VOCs, voice of the customer, so those kinds of things, doing
Yes.
surveys.
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, awesome, awesome. So yeah, we're doing the same things actually. As I said earlier, I'm the current product manager of SalesStar, and to tell you uh, from the experience that I'm getting now, having the data skill is really an advantage.
Okay.
Really an advantage as a product manager. So yep, I think did I forget someone? I think we've gone through everyone, right?
No,
I think so.
John and Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeff, I think his idol right now he will be from he'll be driving, I think, from work.
Oh
So
no, no, I can go. I can go,
okay,
and then
okay.
I'll
Yeah,
probably sign
please,
off
Jeff.
after.
You can go ahead, Jeff.
So I'm actually a returning student from the last session as well. I was part of that layoff that Jeff mentioned with the tech, and I was working in finance actually. So one of the things I always kind of enjoyed is actually doing more of the analytical work rather than I feel like a lot of times nowadays finance is the people that gets the the stuff. Basically, we get the data from the data and like when the data analysts break everything down, and then we're the one that's really trying to bridge and try to explain to leadership. But I feel like I wanted to be the one that's actually doing the data more. So, and then kind of just reiterate Jeff's point. It's good time right now to kind of to get more skills. I feel like because a lot of the roles that I wanted to apply for it, it requires those technical skills like the Power BI or whatnot. So I felt like with the finance background, with this, with the data analytics, it's gonna kind of help me um, do a lot more of what I want to do. Right. So
Yeah, I always respect people that they are maximizing their time. So yeah, similar to the case of Jeff, he was laid off and he realized that this is the best time while looking for a job. I think to upskill. So I think with that kind of attitude, it would be very easy for you to really get a new one. If your hiring manager sees that kind of attitude, I think it's a big green flag to them.
yep.
So yeah, so I definitely believe that you all of you here that has that kind of attitude can really be successful in whatever endeavor you would be pursuing. So I have total respect for you guys for really maximizing your time. And yeah, let me think of things that I can ask Jeff. Um, yeah, Jeff, are you open to sharing your finance mastery and uh,
I don't think I have that much mastery. I mean, one of the things. I mean, honestly, I feel like um, one of the. I mean, not to go too much into detail with this, but with all my finance role that I've been in, I feel like um, how should I say this? Uh, I feel like the finance roles isn't really exactly what I look for. There's a lot of how you could how you are supposed to like communicate to leadership, like in the sense where there's sometimes involved knowing how to BS your way through these reportings. You're not necessarily giving the actual data to explain the data to the leadership. And sometimes even if it's like even if it's the real problem, sometimes I see people they find a way to kind of twist the words around, kind of all that stuff. And I feel like I personally just prefer to work on the data more to kind of just lay it because when I communicate with the data engineers I worked before, they really just give me the whole picture on exactly what happened, right? But it's really on how I talk to the leadership, and I honestly I feel like I'm personally like way more interested in getting the data and understanding what's going on with it and explaining the whole picture to the finance and and whatever you do with the data, that's yours. So whatever you do with the story that I'm telling you, it's up to you.
yeah,
So
you can
like
be creative, right? You can be creative in how you communicate it.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like if I know the data, I also know a little bit. I'm a little bit more familiar on how uh, to navigate with the story, right? So
Exactly. And I'm surprised that your data engineers are actually analyzing your data.
I mean,
They're
they,
doing
they
that?
yeah, they are, but they're more like curating the data as well as kind of explaining what's going on. But basically, if let's say there's various different drivers and stuff. They'll break it down all these different drivers and telling me, how much impact on each of these drivers is affecting certain issues or whatnot, right? But
Yeah.
for me, it's more like taking all these kind of maybe arrange it,
Mhm.
to try to discuss with the with the leadership. So
I see. I see. Well, the one that you were saying earlier about yeah, just reporting and twisting the figures and maybe collecting the words that that don't really reflect the actual thing or what really has happened. That would only work if the top management has no idea about data. But I had experience before. The president of the company is also a data scientist. It's quite challenging to do twists and turns. They would definitely know. So I
exactly.
think that sometimes it's counterintuitive also. So they would really raise their eyebrows and ask you if you are telling
But
something
sometimes at
sensitive.
like a funnel, like a place that's super funneled, I feel like that's the the leadership is really just one simple answer. But I feel like
Yeah,
with the data, it's really not that simple, right? And for me, I like
yeah,
to kind of provide the whole picture. I feel like sometimes there's a lot of these drivers that are all equally important, but then I feel like just my experience, there are times where
mm,
they really don't want to hear the different things. They just want one simple
yeah.
answer. Is you know
Yeah, typically, people in the top management, they want it straightforward. Like, are we doing this or not? Then why?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't want to hear so many technical, so many
Essentially, all the
complicated.
nuances, right? They don't really
Yeah, all the
don't
nuances.
really want to know the nuance. But for me, I feel like a lot of times these nuances are very important. So
Yeah,
uh,
definitely, definitely.
yeah,
Because that's how you arrive to those decisions, right? Those nuances from the data. However,
exactly.
yeah, that's why it's challenging to do data storytelling. You might, you might think that it's basic, but it's not really. So data storytelling is very challenging. You may need to do it in a way that is as simple as possible, but you need still to include the nuances, how you arrive
Yeah.
to those summaries, to those decisions. So yeah, it's really quite a challenge, and usually, um, yeah, I think that's the core of business intelligence.
Yep.
So yeah, we will be talking about those kinds of things. Let me think. Yeah, when I was also a planning officer before, so I've been a planning officer for 3 years. Uh, in my previous university, the when I report to the president, he doesn't really want to hear any of those. Like I use these methods, and these are the advantages of this methods over this. This is how I came up to this. So they're really they want really straightforward answers. So sometimes it's quite challenging for the analyst, for me during that time to highlight some important things because they want to go straight forward to the actual answer. Are we pursuing this or not? So yeah. So thank you for that, Jeff. And it's great to see you again here, to have you again here.
Well, yeah. No, great to
Um,
have you again. Great to have you as the instructor again, man.
Okay, so thank you very much. And we have John now to help me with things. So John would be our teaching assistant.
Oh, nice. We have
Um,
an assistant this time.
yeah, we
Awesome.
usually have. It's only during that. It's an isolated case, the one that we did like a month ago.
Yeah.
Um, it, it's
And that's
just
actually
that,
pretty lonely.
yeah, it was pretty lonely. And just like I told you, it was my first time experiencing that. That
Yeah.
I think there were 8 people who signed up, but only For some reasons, during the first day, I think only five attended, and then it went really uh, low after several meetings. So that's why I was thinking if I did a great job during the introduction, but it was always like that. So I don't think that maybe it's just about the schedule and the timing. So hopefully, with this current cohort, everything will be fine, and I'll be. We don't have any options. You have to attend the session. Okay, you have to attend the session because the next cohort will be like 4 months from now.
Yeah.
So we don't have any luxury as what we had um, last time. So, hmm, maybe we can start with the introduction. So let's talk about data analytics, and I'll be soliciting for your ideas. Okay, so be ready. I'll be asking you questions. Uh, this is, I'm using three screens. Going to drop. Oh, no problem, Jeff. Thank you very much. So, okay. Are you seeing my screen, guys? Just to confirm, we have like
Yes.
39 minutes. Okay. So let's do a quick introduction. So let's discuss what is analytics. And I want again to know your thoughts about this. Um, what do we mean by data analytics? So it is composed of two words, right? Data and analytics. So data are pieces of information. So it's very difficult for us to think of anything that is not considered as data. Okay, regardless of how simple it is, it can be considered data, and that could be something of importance depending on the context. Like for example, you want to maximize the profit of your company and minimize the cost. You have to have data in order to come with a framework to realize those two things. Imagine a company that they want to attain something, they want to decide on something, and it's only based on the whims and mood of the CEO. That company is bound to failure. So almost all companies now, they do decisions based on data because data removes those bias, okay, that are usually coming from the top management, your managers. So that's what data gives you. Also, data gives you an idea on what's happening on the ground. It can give you potential relationship between things that you can exploit to achieve your goal of maximizing your profit or minimizing your cost. So that's the data part, piece of information. Then we have the analytics side. How do we analyze data? Okay, we humans we're not so good into generating patterns and insights if we are given a voluminous data or information that contains only figures or numbers. We're not so good with it. So, with the advent of technology, with this computing capacity that we have now, we were able to use that computing power to extract the insights from this massive data that is present. And that's one of the reasons why data analysis and data analysts are very in demand right now. Companies and organizations, they have massive data, but they don't know how to deal with it. They want to make sense of it. They want to use it to decide on something. So that's why we are in demand. And those data can be summarized. They can be they can be they can be put in a table that is structured in a way for us to make sense of it. We can create charts. We can create plots and dashboards that would be very easy for us to see the patterns. For example, sales in a grocery store. There will be questions about is the sales seasonal by any chance? Are we seeing any cyclical patterns, or what? Maybe we can answer the question: what days of the week we have the most customers? Those kinds of things can be revealed by data and by analyzing data, provo- putting it in a way that we can easily see those patterns and um, highlight significant changes or movements. And we can also do predictions. During the medieval ages, if you do predictions, if you do forecasting, you'll be labeled as sorcerers or witch, and you'll be burned at the stake. Okay, but now, with the technology, with the knowledge we have, it enables us to do reliable predictions. Have you wondered how these weather stations predict the path of a typhoon or the temperature a month from now? In any way, those predictions are not 100% accurate. They're not fault free. But as you can see, it enables us to prepare, right? There's some degree of accuracy and precision with it. We trust it because, as we have seen during the past, they were able to have this incredibly accurate and precise forecast. Notice as with the um, previous eclipse, people trusted the scientists that there would be an eclipse during this time, and it can be viewed in this different locations. And it happened, right? And the scientists, they were only able to do that because of information, because of data. And they can do simulations using the technology, okay, using the computer to pinpoint the exact locations where you can view the eclipse. So data analytics is a combination of that. Okay, it's a combination of the pieces of information and the technology, the methodologies to make sense of it, to extract the insights that would be very useful for us humans to do decisions. So we don't rely now only on our instincts. So animals, they usually rely on their instincts. It's embedded in their genes. And the main difference of humans is that we know how to record, and we have the technology, and we have developed the technology to look into it deeper, identify any correlation, any causation, and any patterns. That's our main distinction, okay, with the animals. Now, I have here a statistics that tells 90% of organization uses it. It is even higher. Maybe currently it's more than 90%, right? I think maybe 99%. Even the mom and pop stores, they are now incorporating analytics, data analytics in their processes. It gives them intelligence on, for example, what products to store, which of these products are seasonal. When it comes to pricing, it just makes everything smart. Okay, data makes us smart, and it's the role of data analyst to apply these different methods in extracting this insights from the data to make us even smarter, do better decisions, minimize risks. So that's how important data analytics is. Okay, that is that's what data analytics is. So can you share something about how you view data analytics, how you interpret data? Mandy, can you share to the group what you think when you hear data analytics, data analysis?
Sure. I look at it in terms of we have a lot of raw data, raw facts. They could be, in different formats that we really can't make so much sense out of it. And
Exactly.
when you now go in and do the analysis, then it starts to make sense, right? So, and
Slowly, right?
yeah,
But
yeah. So,
every now and then that you apply those methods, it starts to make sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, it's like being given like so many pieces to a puzzle, scrambled,
Exactly. That's a very good
right? And
example.
then you now try to piece it together, and then you can see the bigger picture after you put it together. So that's kind of how I view data analysis.
That's a great example. It's like putting all together the pieces of a puzzle. When you first try to build a puzzle, right? And you have the pieces scattered everywhere. You can think of like any image that you can build from it. But as you identify slowly the parts of each of that puzzle, it starts to make sense. Oh, it's a picture of an animal, it's a picture of a person or a scenery. So that's exactly what we're doing. It's a great um, example to what data analytics is. Thank you very much, Mandy. How about Hasiba? Hasiba, anything that you want to share about data analytics, how you view it, like what's its significance?
Mm, no, I don't have any idea. I'm just learning from you guys. I thought I'm very basic.
I see, I see. But maybe
Yeah.
you're already doing data analytics without you knowing it. Are you doing budgeting at home? Are you listing
Yeah,
down expenses?
yeah,
So you're actually doing data analytics.
yeah.
You're listing down those are pieces of information that allows you to track your expenses. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't know, if you don't track your expenses, then um, you'll be surprised at the end of the month that there would be nothing left, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those simple things that we do that would allow us to yeah make smart decisions like as simple as jotting down notes. We are actually doing data analytics. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much,
Yeah.
Hasiba. And yeah, I think I've already gone through the importance of it. So just imagine again a company, an organization that they just they just decide on things um, abruptly without even looking into related information. That would be a disaster. So, for example, you're operating a production company and you just produce um, without even checking if what's the current demand, what's the current trend. You're about to failure because these other companies they are utilizing data to make their production smarter. They're analyzing trends. They are continuously making their products better by doing customer um, surveys. They do product developments. They incorporate the latest trends. They do customer segmentation. Those kinds of things. You can only do that through the help of data. And even in education, you're actually using it. So imagine if how would you know if, for example, you want to know if an evaluation or an examination is perfectly fitted for the student. So you can plot it, you can observe the distribution of the scores. If the distribution of the scores is if most of them got below passing score, then it could be that your exam is extremely difficult. And if on the other hand, you observe that majority of your student scores are near perfect, then it tells you that your exam could be very easy. So for a good evaluation for a good exam, it should be somewhat normal. Majority are near the middle, okay, passed or almost passed the exam, and very few um, are almost zero, and very few are almost perfect. So that's how we use data analytics when it comes to evaluation of exams. In the economy, how can we? What is the importance of data in the economy? Like with this rates, with the interest rates, given the inflation, what do you think is the importance of data analytics to them and for a country as a whole? Anissa, imagine you're a president. How would you use data and data analytics to make your country better?
Um, I feel like you would be able to utilize it by maybe being able to observe patterns and kind of predict moving forward, what maybe trends are as far as economically, what industries to lean towards, investing in and things like that. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure.
I think my question is a bit general, and I think it's quite broad. But let me give you an example. Thank you very much, Anissa.
Mhm.
That's exactly right. Look at China right now. They had issues with housing. There was a housing bubble that burst last year with I forgot the one major company in China, and it slowed down the economy. And I think they're on track to still do 5.2% um, this year, but they were only able to do that because they were able to pinpoint, to simulate what are the things that should be done in order to maintain a positive outlook. Um, and government institutions, they're also doing that. They're they are continuously tracking things like employment rate, unemployment, um, GDP per capita, GDP for the whole country. They're tracking so many things. Imagine during the advent of data analytics of technology, how do you think leaders are doing economic decisions? How did they do that? Like during the times of the kings, can you remember from your history books how they balanced things? Like people are already dying because of hunger. They are still doing parties and um, lavish or excessive things. Were you able to remember that in your history books? Dur- It was usually during the Dark Ages, the developed period. Typically, those leaders they only base their decision from the advices of their um, right hand, of their so-called secretaries or
Their counsel.
um, councils. Yeah. So those councils, they have their own. They have personal biases, right? They sometimes do decisions so that they can benefit. And people suffered. Okay. So with data and technology, it gives us an idea. Okay, overall in a country and a nation, this is what's happening with just one figure. It gives us an idea if that country is doing good, if it's doing well, if a strategy is working. So we have this so-called KPIs or key performance indicators, this metrics that enables us to track if something has been done correctly or is a particular strategy is working or not. So in a way, it made us really smarter, even in the governance aspect. So we should be thankful. We should be thankful. Uh, we should be thankful to having this thing, data analytics, because it made the rulers really smarter. Okay, so I'm showing here an example of a dashboard. We'll be talking about these things in the third section of the course. But as you can see, it's easier to see patterns and trends if we transform the data set into something like this. As you can see, if you compare the online sales by customer region, you would see that the West, they have the most, and the North, they have the least. And we have here this heat map that that's basically telling you the same thing. However, sometimes it depends on the information, but it's better to look at it in a map as compared to looking at it in a bar chart. So um, at the top, you can see, I think I have cropped the title. Apologies for that. But this line charts, it allows us to see any patterns, any seasonality that we can exploit, we can use in order to um, for our own benefit. Like you're producing Christmas products. Okay, when should be the best time to produce it? Will you produce it 3 months before the holiday season? Should you produce it 6 months and have it available in the supermarket during the Burr months, during September, starting September? So you can see that easily if you put it in this way. Okay. And you have here the good old pie graph at the bottom that shows the categories of online sales. So you have their food as a number one. You have I think the next one is the medical and so on. So it's very easy to see the insights, the patterns, if you look at charts. As compared, imagine you create tables loaded with tons of numbers. It would not be as evident as compared to what you're seeing right now. This patterns that you can see right now, it's not very evident if you just look at numbers on a table. Okay? So as data analysts, we need to be able to do this kinds of things to provide the insights the simplest way possible in a format, in a structure that can easily be understood by anyone, regardless of educational attainment or intelligence level. If you present this to someone with no background at all with data, they can easily see, okay, I have on the middle left hand side we have the online sales, and I see that the West is the has the highest. It's as simple as that. Okay, so when we do analytics, we always consider who our audience would be. Okay, and the best practice when doing this kinds of things, visualization and the others, is to put it in a way, in a structure that everyone could understand it. You might be thinking, okay, it it is quite challenging for some things. For example, presenting a regression model, but you can communicate it to them by creating a very brief statement of what the model is all about, and at the very basic level, how it would affect them. Okay, so that's a challenge for us. We should develop that skill that we don't only know how to analyze data, but we also know how to communicate them in a manner that everyone can understand and make sense of. So I've included here some figures. Again, it's easier to look at this at charts, right? You look at the table right here. You have to focus and look at this different figures for comparison. But if I put it this way, you'd easily see, okay, uh, the top one, the hardest job to fill right now is data scientist with an annual median salary of 128,000. And we have the number one in the list for best jobs in America, data scientist. I have some reservations with this. The word best, yeah, I think you know that data scientist and data analyst, life and work balance is not a thing for us. Do you agree with it? Because I see the word best here. It could be in terms of salary, yes, it's one of the best. But if we think of other aspects such as work-life balance, I don't agree. Why? It's very tough, guys, because you need to upskill every now and then. You have to invest your late nights learning new stuffs, practicing new things, not even new, maybe the old ones that you haven't tried yet, to polish your skills over and over again. Because the market is really challenging and it's really competitive. So, and also, sometimes the projects they would be requiring us to do overtimes because your code is not working. Okay, so there will be so many stressful times, and trust me, you will remember this once you successfully join the industry. You will remember Jeff saying that this is one of the most stressful jobs in the world. Just to share to you one experience that I had. We were doing this project. I'm the data scientist. I was a data scientist during that time, and the data engineer did not do a great job of creating the data pipeline. So the data that is that I received is not in a format that's readily analyzable. And it's a pain for me because it's like 70 or 80% of your time will be consumed by data cleaning and data pre-processing. Just putting it in a format that can be analyzed by the package in Python or in R. So imagine that. Imagine the stress. Imagine allocating 80%, 70% of your time cleaning the data, pre-processing it. It should be, well, the ideal case is that once you receive the data, if if the pipeline is good, it should require a very small amount of pre-processing, especially if the project has a very short timeline. So again, I'm not discouraging you guys. It's just that the word best could be interpreted in so many ways, and uh, in the very least, not an absolute thing. And we have on the upper right side number one in the list of 25 five jobs with work-life balance. So again, not really sure. I think maybe I just had this projects that were extremely stressful. So I have some issues with the work-life balance thing. Um, is it a thing even for people here that are currently employed? Is work-life balance a thing in your current role? Anissa? Grace?
Um,
What do you think? Is it just a myth or something made by someone? What
yeah,
do you
I
think,
feel
guys?
like work-life balance is a luxury. Um,
Yeah,
it's one of those things that you have to find a way to make it, and sometimes it's just kind of faking it to make it.
yeah. If you look at company job post, you will always see that good work-life balance. It was like made as a bait for people
Uh-huh.
to come and join these companies.
Right. I
Uh,
think work life balance is a very trendy thing. And not that
yeah,
it's going to go away, but that it's more people are searching for it. You know, you shouldn't work to live. Or you shouldn't live to work. You should work to live. That's it, kind of thing. So,
yeah, and the promise. Well, I think for the baby boomers, this was the truth. You study hard, you get to a company that you would stay for until your retirement age. I think that was the promise, and it was real for the baby boomers. But I don't think that is true for the current economy. Like
Jeff, I
imagine
agree.
yeah, you've been killing yourself doing so much overtime for a company that would just lay you off immediately, like what
Yep.
happened last year. So many tech companies, and this is not only for the tech companies. I just want to highlight this because it's what you are or intending to join in. So many people got surprised, and I think I've read an article yesterday about um, Tesla laying off like 20% of its workforce. That's crazy, right? 20%. Imagine that. And we're being sold that you study hard. Well, currently, uh, the labor market has the most um, educated workforce. We have like great number of people having master's degree, and yet the idea of job security and work life balance is not being a reality for them.
Right. And then you add
So
into it the increase in automation and the increase
exactly,
in AI, that it should
yeah,
be work-life balance is going to be more of uh, a desire as people
exactly.
as if our our society, our productivity is increasing with these technologies, then it makes work-life balance more of a goal. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a great point. So whenever you see the term work life balance, you might always need to think about it carefully. It might be just a ploy to lure you in, but in reality, it's not really existing. It's about you. It's how you um. But sometimes it's really not. You don't have any control with it. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on from it. We have 190,000 predicted shortage in data scientists by 2018. Um, this is an outdated one. Okay, by 2018, obviously it's already 2024. Um, it has been shifted because of the advances in artificial intelligence. This was a talk that I did, I think, with the previous cohort that there's a risk for us data analysts. If you have seen Copilot, any one of you have seen Copilot, MS Copilot?
I like
Uh,
Copilot.
yeah, the AI from Microsoft, it can do data analytics faster than any data analyst. So AI would be continuously be smarter and be better. As we feed more data into it, it would definitely be smarter and be good in what it's doing. So I think one of my students before asked me, is the job market for data analysts at risk with this AI thing? The answer is yes. The good thing is we can always upskill. With a new technology coming in, there would be roles that would be relevant. This industries would be sometimes, well, oftentimes, if you would look into history, there would be new emerging roles coming from this technology. So if you're really interested to AI, just like I told you earlier, it's better that you start with this course, then you proceed with the advanced stuff, learn machine learning, and then proceed with um, a certain section of artificial intelligence, which is generative AI. Generative AI is very hot right now. So yeah, I think that we are in a point. We are in, I should say, in an inflection point in which we're really clueless on what the next 2 years or 3 years would bring us. There's so much instability, particularly in the job market because of AI. And yeah, again, I'm not discouraging you. I'm just giving you the reality that technology has evolved in a pace that we haven't seen before. So you never know what would the future would give us. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, we'll have strong AI or an artificial general intelligence. That is a milestone for human civilization, but also it's also a great risk because so many people would be losing their jobs.
So, what type of fields could people in the current field of data analytics look to moving towards having the skills, but being um, moved out by AI? What other things could they look to pursuing?
One thing is prompt engineering. Um, that's I think the easiest way to get in the AI industry. The prompt engineering you'll be tasked to, or your that role is for like developing this different prompts for the AI to learn quicker and faster. And aside from that, um, I think it's very difficult to think of any industry that will not be significantly affected. Even medicine is currently being is at risk.
Mm.
Hmm. That's a great question. Even drivers, right? These
Mm-hmm.
self-driving cars, they would be replacing truck drivers, and they are currently replacing truck drivers, I think, in some states, right?
They even have robotic
Drivers.
surgeons.
Yeah, they have
Mm-hmm.
robotic surgeons. Uh, yeah, I think it's quite difficult to think of. But going back to your question about which specific industry, I think, yeah, there would be new industries. There would be new roles resulting from this new development, from this new technology. And currently, we have seen it with, yeah, one is prompt engineering, AI developer, machine learning specialist. Those are new things. Those are new roles that did not exist like 5 years ago or so. So there will be new stuffs that, and the challenge would be for us to adapt,
Right.
to to have that capacity, that determination and commitment to learn those new things. I mean, if we go back to history, guys, we look at the time when the engines were built. It made the factory workers obsolete. You remember that? Tons lost their jobs. However, there were also new roles that were developed as a result of this new technology. So yeah, I think that would be the same with this AI thing, with this new advancement in AI. So it is just about us, our our commitment, our perseverance, our grit to really catch up in terms of our skills and this developments. We can just slack and hope that um, things should be available for us. And what you're doing right now, you're upskilling. It's something that it's a good indication. It's a good indication that you're able to um, survive any disruption that AI would bring. Even education. I mean, I think 2 years ago, Harvard did this Python programming course, and the teacher was was an AI.
Mm.
So yeah. So even teachers, they're not really completely. However, there are some things that AI can do, like show sympathy. I mean, AI is just a bunch of if and thens. Okay. So you can really teach sympathy, guys. I think it's very difficult to build meaningful relationship and connections with a machine. Although, well, some people in Japan they were marrying robots.
Yeah, did you see the
Okay.
movie Her?
No, no, no. But I've seen. My parents were in Japan. And they told me that yeah, people are marrying robots there because I think it's more comfortable for them. Okay. So yeah, there are just really so many clear areas, gray areas, and things that we don't know yet. So we would see it unraveling slowly, and in the foreseeable future, there will be really so much disruptions, particularly in the labor market. So yep, I think it's already time, but I would just want to finish this, guys. Please bear with me. What are the data science skills combo? So we have here the domain expertise. So the domain expertise, well, the good thing about data analytics is that it can be applied into wide range of fields. Every industry, every discipline, they have their own types of data. And if you know how to manipulate them, how to work with this data, then it is very easy to transition to that field. Um, Personally, I've experienced working with biologists. Before we did this, like couple of years back, we did this experiments with milkfish. That experiment, we developed a new type of feed, and we compared this milkfish, or yeah, this milkfish fed with that new um, feeds, and then the one being fed by commercial ones, and we found out that um, this new type of feed makes the milkfish grow faster, and the the return on investment is way faster when you use that, and it's also cost effective. So I've also done projects with, again, politics, predicting the likelihood of a candidate winning. So you can join so many different disciplines when you know, or when you are a master of data. Okay, that would be um very in demand for people from this different domains. And we have here computer science and mathematics, of course. With massive amounts of data, you cannot do that manually, right? So gone are the days that we do manual computation, and that's something that I always tell the students. Manual computation and how it's being done, because I want you to know what's being done under the hood. But in reality, in actual practice, you'll not be doing it by hand. Because imagine if you're taking 1 hour finishing like 12 data points. Imagine doing that with thousands of data points. So it's impossible for humans to do it in like in a realistic timeline, a realistic duration. So computers are better than us in doing that. So computer science allows us to harness the computing capacity of the computers we have now in order to make the analysis way faster. And we have mathematics. Everything that we are doing here is just from mathematics. The theories, the methods, those are just from mathematics. But don't worry, because we'll not be going through intense mathematics. It's not realistic to do that with boot camps, because the 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 companies would not be asking you to integrate and differentiate this probability distribution function. They will not be asking you to do that. What they will be asking you is to apply those methods and um, arrive into sensible results and make database decisions. So, yep. So these are the skills that you need to develop. Okay, computer science, programming, domain expertise, whether it is finance, business, um, whatever. So you have to have that background about that, where the data will be coming from, and of course mathematics, being able to understand what the equations are doing and what's going on under the hood. So, yep, guys, that's all for our meeting today. I hope
Jeff, I had a
I've sparked your
question.
curiosity. Yep, Grace.
My understanding of the program was it was 16 weeks, but I think you said in the beginning it's a 20 week. Is that because of the math and statistics focus you're adding?
Yeah, it should be 20 weeks. I think Sherry just sent you the old one. So we have updated it into 20 weeks. Is it something that's in conflict with your schedule, Grace?
No, no.
Okay. Yeah, it's 20 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So, any other concerns, guys? And don't worry, with statistics part, we have John. John is a statistics student, right? Applied statistics. It's his major, so I have full confidence with him. He can guide you with whatever task I'll be giving you. Any questions, concerns, suggestions, guys? We will be seeing each other again when on Saturday. I think John, you should do.
What about
You should give
tomorrow?
tomorrow. I think I'll be giving you an Excel uh pre-test. John, remember that? I'll giving you that just to measure your knowledge about Microsoft Excel, just the basic questions. So once you're done with it, I think you can accomplish that in just 1 hour, and then you're free to go. You can discuss with John regarding things that you're curious about. So yeah, so lab session will be tomorrow. Okay, guys. Any further questions or concerns?
What time?
It's still the same time, 8 p.m.
Okay.
to, sorry, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific
Okay.
Standard Time. Yeah. So again, guys, I'm expecting you to join the lab sessions, not only the lecture sessions. Make the most out of the dollar you paid. Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone, and we'll see you again. Well, John will be seeing you tomorrow, and I'll be seeing you on Saturday. So, yep. Thank you very much.
Thank
Adios.
you.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Have a
Thank you,
good
sir.
one. Thanks, John.